What's a good word, everyone? It's your boy DKB here. I just want to say thanks for all the support. The channel's been steadily growing, and the number you see below, you can drop a text, shoot a voicemail, any ideas, topics, collabs, etc. you guys want to see. I'll include them in future videos and live streams, and I'll catch you again. Be easy. What's a good word, Jets fans? It's your boy DKB here. So I wanted to take a small break away from all the head coach and general manager news to talk about things on more of an individual level with the coaching staff, because defensive line coach Aaron Whitecotton may be leaving the New York Jets. He has an interview with the Green Bay Packers coming up, and that'll be intriguing because, for one, you can say maybe there was a recommendation left by Robert Saleh that he, without a doubt, could be a upgrade for defensive line coach Jason Rebovich, who they let go. And outside of even naming stats, which he finished, twice 7th in sacks in the NFL, top 10 or top 12 in pressure percentage, for example, in most of those years that he's been the coach for the New York Jets, if not all. And also, you're talking about developing the likes of Will McDonald IV, who had a breakout year this year, Jermaine Johnson, who had a breakout last year, Bryce Huff, who hit double-digit sacks and has the highest UDFA contract on record for at least a defensive guy, John Franklin Myers, and kind of his revival after potentially working his way out of the NFL, and then really turning Quentin Williams from a guy that was a respectable player at his position to a top 3, top 5 caliber guy, right? Multiple Pro Bowls, all pro, all that kind of good stuff. So I hate to see that walk out of the door. And the thought process ideally is that, assuming we're going with Aaron Glenn as coach, right? But realistically, let's just open it up to any playoff candidate at this point in time. Even if we want to hire them right then and now, there's not a ton that can be done until either a playoff exit occurs or in some cases a Super Bowl is won, right? So what does that mean for putting together an entire coaching staff? It could be harder, right? That's one of the, takeaways or one of the potential negative impacts there. You could also flip that on his head and make the argument that if you are talking about a guy that makes it to the NFC, just the championship game as a whole, or even the Super Bowl, more coaches may be willing to hold out and flock to those guys because they understand there's going to be a level of respect. There's going to be a level of I want to say yearning, but a level of urgency in him really piecing together the strongest staff that he can get, right? So what does that mean? In Aaron Glenn's case, for example, the thought process for me was maybe he can't get a ton of guys to flock to him. I know he has a ton of connections, but the NFL and even college now with the NIL situation and guys trying to treat it as though it's a miniature version of the NFL or, a semi-pro league of the NFL, people aren't really, out there just waiting to wait for the sake of waiting, right? So, we have plenty of guys that I think have earned their respect, not just within the New York Jets facility, but across the league as a whole. Aaron Whitecotton probably at the forefront of it, but Marquand Manuel was a guy that I really liked. Odom was another guy. And then Mike Rutenberg, I think he's also done really, really well on the defensive side of the ball. So when you look at a guy like Brad Boyer, who's kind of had 9 lives, working his way through, I want to say Todd Bowles, Adam Gase, and potentially Robert Saleh here, maybe that same situation could apply to a guy like Aaron Whitecotton, which it's going to be tough to see him go. And realistically, I don't know what that looks like. You're not talking about our defensive line here, for example, right? You're not talking about guys that outside of Quentin Williams have this long, sustained level of success. These are guys that just are breaking out or have performed very well earlier in their career. So there's still an opportunity for a drop-off, which I would hate to see. But there's also this kind of thought process for me where a lot of his success was connected to Robert Saleh, what he wanted to do schematically, which was, 98% of the time get pressure with just the front four, and that might not be the same kind of energy that you see out of a Vance Joseph, or you see out of an Aaron Glenn, or you see out of a Brian Flores, etc. So we'll have to see what kind of shakes out there, but let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you again. Peace.